Hello, beautiful beings. Why is it that some videos get so many views and others don't? Is that because of the title? I can't do anything about that because I can't think up a title that's going to get more views. I always ask the ancients, what are we going to call this video? And then whatever comes in, that's what I do. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why. But I'm not doing this for views. I'm doing this because I'm feeling compelled to. For some reason, I had to remind myself of that. Well, because I was on a recent high with all the views I was getting and all the new subscribers. See, I got a little too high from it. And I had a little bit of a low because it came to a screeching halt. I did get a new subscriber today, though. Hello, welcome. Thank you so much. So I was thinking about regret when I was walking Doozer earlier. And ancients, please expound on that. Help it come out super simply. Regret is one way that our intuition is trying to get our attention. If regret has kept coming up for me in my life, then that means that, and there's something that I can do about it, then I need to take that action and do it. If there's no action at all that I can take and that regret keeps coming up, then the action that I need to take is to accept it and remove that regret. Regret is such a soul eater. It really, really is. If a person isn't doing anything about it and it just keeps coming up and the thoughts of regret keep coming in and the person just keeps like diving into it. I have felt that my twin has been in very deep regret about not reaching out to me for some reason, especially just in the last about a month and a half now. But like we were saying, if there's something that a person can do about the regret, then do it. Do it. That is can be your very soul, begging you to make a change in your life. But if there's nothing, then accept it. Accept the choices that you've made. I don't have any regrets, and I am so deeply grateful that I can say that. Biggest regrets that I've ever had in my life were all surrounding my three daughters, wishing that I would have been a better mother in certain areas. I wish that I would have. I'm not going to dive into it, but because I've made my amends, and if things have come up over the years, we have resolved them. And I mean, I'm so close to all three of my daughters, so there's no point in dredging it up. But I used to be an alcoholic, and I wasn't present because I was conditioned. I was unconscious. Well, conditioned, yes. I was coming way more from a persona than presence. I didn't even know what presence was. These aren't excuses, but looking back, my deepest regrets were I wish I would have been more present. I wish I would have played with them more. I felt so scattered, so busy in my mind and in my physical life because I was raising them from the time they were 6, 5, and 2 by myself. And so I did not take a whole lot of time out to play with them, and that was one of my deepest regrets. I mean, I would just sob and sob because of that, because I couldn't go back and change that. My love language for sure was telling them how much I love them and hugging them and reading to them at night and making them dinner and having dinner. The ancients are counteracting what I just kind of was feeling. They're reminding me that I did make them dinner, and we had dinner at the table together most every night, unless I was working a night shift. I bartended, and I also did construction to support my daughters. And after 6 years of not paying child support, the girls' dad was court ordered. He was going to go to prison for all of the child support that he didn't pay for 6 years, the first 6 years of our divorce. But then I forgave him of that. Wrote a letter of forgiveness to the state, and then his wages were garnished for $378 a month after that. And that may not sound like much for 3 children, but it did help a lot, and it helped his karma a bit also. so so yes, we had dinner together, and I cooked for them, and we did a lot of things together. I wished I would have brought them, taken them fishing or camping more, or I mean, at all. We didn't go camping. I was a very, very, very busy mommy. And if you're a single parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But those are some of my regrets, and I don't need to relive them. Another regret I had was having so many boyfriends. And my oldest daughter told me once when I was bringing it up again, because these things take a while to heal, especially if you're a good mother, because they will hurt for a while. The fact that you weren't a good mother in certain areas. And my oldest daughter said, she said, you got to stop doing that to yourself. She said, you actually taught us how to get out of bad relationships. And I'd never, ever looked at it like that before. So that I was just like, are you kidding me right now? And made me cry. And I just felt so much better because of it. And I realized that over the years, when I would bring stuff up to my children that I felt bad about, it burdened them. I could feel that coming from them, that they didn't want to hear about that anymore. I needed to let it go. And also another way that a person can let go of regret is to make a living amends. My dad quit drinking. My mom and dad quit drinking before my dad passed. I believe that he hadn't drank for nearly or at around 30 years. And that's definitely a living amends. Even if he wasn't able to verbalize and I'm sorry, he was working on changing his actions. And so that definitely helps everyone involved, and it helps really release the person. But if you have a regret that you can't do anything about, it's towards somebody that has dropped their physical form, they're saying that you can write a letter to that person, you can talk to that person, because that person can still hear you, whether you believe it or not. If you want to be free from the burden of having an unresolved regret, then at least try it and write a letter to that person and burn it. Try to take some type of action to release yourself, because it's blocking you from the sunlight of the spirit. Acceptance. No matter how much it takes, there is the ability to accept our choices that we've made in our life. There's many, many ways to be free from regret. At one time, I said, one of my daughters and I, we were in a heated discussion, and I said, I did the very best I could. And my sponsor, my AA sponsor, taught me that. And she said, no, you didn't. And even in that moment, I didn't blame her for saying that. And I said, yes, I did. I learned that there's no way that I could have done it any differently at that time. I could now. I could do it completely differently now, but not at that time. And the years have went by, and she has raised her own child. And we've had conversations, a couple conversations about, and I've said to her, you're doing the very best that you can. And that brought up that conversation when she said, no, you're not. No, you didn't. uh, and so we were able to laugh about it. And she cried and cried at one point because she realized that she too was doing the very best that she could. She was in deep regret at one point. And yeah, it's just so beautiful how it comes around full circle like that. I think that's all. If you are in deep regret and it's eating you alive, we would love to talk to you about that. We can see what comes through from the ancients for you. Song with Mama G at gmail.com. Love you so much.